Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and today I'll be telling you about my first ever Pokemon Nuzlocke. So, if you're wondering what Pokemon game I played my Pokemon Nuzlocke on, well, it's pretty simple. Pokemon Brick Bronze. So if you're wondering, what is Pokemon Brick Bronze? Can't believe you don't know. It was like the biggest Pokemon game for a while. Not really, it depends on who you ask, but basically Pokemon Brick Bronze is a Roblox game, and before you click off this video, the Pokemon Company took it down because it was too big. So if you hate Roblox, well, a lot of people do, but a lot of people like it, so it doesn't really matter. So it's basic standard Nuzlocke rules. If a Pokemon faints, it's dead, you can't use it again. You can only catch the first Pokemon you encounter on every route, and if you lose that Pokemon, you don't get a Pokemon for that route. So basically with those mechanics, you could technically lose a Pokemon game if you run out of Pokemon, okay? So basically, if you lose all 6 Pokemon in your party in a fight, the Nuzlocke is done, okay? But if you, survive with all but one, you can just get a few from your party, and if you don't have any from your, PC, then, you're soloing it until you get to other routes, but you could technically lose. So if you want to win, it's going to take a lot of grinding, a lot of over-leveling, and a lot of smart plays, which I don't do in this video. Oh yeah, one key thing. So basically, some person who thought, oh, whoever created Nuzlocke rules, I don't even know. I should look that up. But whoever created thought it would be a good idea to, okay, so what's a way to make this game even harder? What could we do to make grown men cry who play this game? And then little Jimmy over there, the new intern, went, oh, I know. Okay, so they have to name all their Pokemon so they get super attached to them. So when they lose them, it feels like they lose a part of their family or whatever. And so yeah, that's how that's what you have to do. You need to name all your Pokemon that you get, and when it dies, it's gone forever. It's like it really dies. That's why people say it's Pokemon but hard mode, okay? If you want to play Pokemon Brick Bronze yourself, you can't. The Pokemon Company took it down. More information on that at the end of the video. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So, I start my Nuzlocke with waking up and meeting my best friend / rival, Jake, and he tells me to go run over to my parents, who are actually archaeologists, that tell me to go to the Pokemon Professor's lab. When I get to the lab, I'm greeted by the Pokemon Professor. He gives me this whole big speech on how great Pokemon are, and he finally gives me my starter Pokemon. I have a choice of the first 21 starter Pokemon, and I choose Chimchar. I name him Taco. I choose Chimchar because he's a firefighting type like the rest, but he's my favorite fire starter, and I know I can get a Greninja later on in the run. I battle Jake, who somehow got an EV, and I end up winning. My parents congratulate me by giving me a bronze brick. Haha, funny, bronze brick, yeah, whatever. I then head to Route 1 and get my first encounter, a Zigzagoon. Well, at least I don't have to worry about HMs, right? I call the Zigzagoon Ziggy and put him in the back of my party and grind to about level 9 on my Chimchar and battle the rest of the trainers on my route. I was just about to get to the next city when Jake walked up to me. He takes me back to my house and the professor tells me my parents were murdered. Just kidding, it's a Pokemon game, they only got kidnapped. They were basically kidnapped by the antagonist Team Eclipse, so I walk away without a care in the world and continue on my way to the next city, which is called Cheshire Town. When I enter Cheshire Town, the first thing that happens is I get greeted by a sketchy lady who invites me into a house. I obviously follow her like any 10-year-old kid who just started their Pokemon adventure would, and to my surprise, she steals my bronze brick. Yeah, I don't care. I then took a trip to the Pokemon Center when Jake meets up with me and he tells me, we have to get the bronze brick back because it's the last thing your parents gave you, and I'm just like, right, forgot about that. I end up traveling her down to in the Gale Forest. In the Gale Forest, I catch a Spinarak and that I named Charlotte, battle a few trainers, and beat the sketchy lady. Turns out she worked for Team Eclipse or something, but I got the bronze brick back, or the brick bronze if you will. I then evolved my Chimchar while walking through the Gale Forest, stopped by the near Sawbucks, not Starbucks, Sawbucks, to get an item that boosts my speed in battle. After that, I cross the bridge through Route 2 to Route 3. On Route 3, I catch a Shinx named Simba and head to Sylviet City, the home of the first gym. I felt good about challenging this gym because even though it was an electric type, Taco was level 16, and I just steamrolled the first gym, granting me my first gym badge. After I exit the gym, Jake gives me the RTD, which allows me to trade and battle other players, but I won't be doing any of that because this is a Nuzlocke. I then meet up with a Lumberjack who gives me the HN Cut, which I immediately teach to my Zigzagoon. My Zigzagoon cuts down a tree that leads to a patch of grass, which I catch a Pidgey. Why? I named him Word, spelled BWRD. I then walk to Route 4, which some noob, literally a Roblox noob, gives me running shoes. For some reason, wearing boots makes me use Sprint, so I can sprint now. I decided not to catch my encounter, which was a Giraffe Ridge, which, now looking back at it, on the strat I decided to use at the end, maybe I should have. On my way through Route 4, I found a graveyard where I caught a Galita. I don't know, the important thing is that wasn't a Ghastly. I then beat my rival Jake in a battle and then enter Brimber City, the home of the fire gym. The gym leader makes up some excuse why he can't battle me, so I head to Route 5 to catch a Rhyhorn. I named him Rhino and stumble across a legendary Pokemon, Regirock, in a ruin I'm 99% sure wasn't supposed to be on. After that legendary fiasco, I find a Volcano, aka Team Eclipse secret base, so I did what any 10-year-old Pokemon trainer would do. I beat the guards outside, stormed the Volcano. Inside the Volcano, I catch a Torkoal, beat up a bunch of Team Eclipse members, and finally battle the admin, aka one of the top members of Team Eclipse. He doesn't matter at all. He then throws a tantrum when I beat him, along with a red orb, and summons... Wait, is... Groudon? Okay, whatever. For some reason, they thought if they summoned him, they could control it without actually catching it first, but he was sadly mistaken. So they all ran away, leaving a 10-year-old to fight a legendary Pokemon. Thankfully, before level 80 Groudon sweep my whole team, the Fire-type gym leader came and de-summoned him? I don't know the right word for that. By grabbing the orb. Yep, okay, you know what? Fair is fair. After that, I challenged the Fire-type gym leader, do some epic parkour, and beat him with ease. Then, Simba the Shinx evolved, so that was cool. After all that, I head to Route 7 where I catch a Marill. I then hear some Lumberjacks aren't carrying some Bidoof or something, so I battle them till they fix it, but Marill died, which is okay because I wasn't too attached to him. I don't think I even named him anyway, and then since I handled the Bidoof, they suddenly opened the pathway to the next city, so I don't know, it's a Pokemon game, just deal with it. When I reached the city, I bought an actual hoverboard, caught an Execute that I named Scrambled, and a Krabby that I named Crab with a C, and battled a bunch of trainers on a pier, and Simba died, and that was the first one that kind of hurt, but I got a King's Rock out of it, so it was worth it, right? After a lot of boring dialogue, I finally went to the water gym. Let this be a reminder, I chose the Fire-type starter. But before I challenge the gym, I have to beat up a bunch of Team Eclipse Pokemon because they're bullying an old man and his daughter Tess. After I beat an admin and all the grunts, they threw a red orb and summoned Groudon. Oh wait, that was the other one. This time, they threw a blue orb and summoned Kyogre. Before Kyogre can destroy the city, the old man picks up the orb and asks me if I can take his daughter Tess with me on an adventure. Before I can answer, my rival Jake sees her, and let's just say she's immediately going on this adventure with us. After all that, I finally make it to the water gym, and let this be a reminder, I chose the fire type. Thankfully, I have Simba. Oh wait, he died. Okay. I then challenged the gym with my newly evolved level 40 Taco. You're probably thinking, why are you challenging a water-type gym leader with a fire-type? Well, I mean, I taught him Grass Knot, and he's level 40, so yeah, it was pretty easy. After that, I left the gym, and the professor showed up right after Team Eclipse left. I mean, probably nothing. He honestly told me something, but I gotta be honest, I wasn't really listening. So I met up with Jake and Tess on Route 9 to sweep both their teams. After that, I explored a bunch of different routes, catch a Scolipede, it's a red bug, and a Golett, which is a ground ghost type, which was awesome, that I named Golem. And I steal leftovers from someone's refrigerator. Dude, you gotta do what you gotta do. And before that, I finally reached the next route, aka Route 10. On Route 10, I get jumped by an Absol wearing a Mega Stone, and Tess tells me the Pokemon Absol only appears when disaster is gonna strike. Sounds like fun. Right after that weird encounter with that Absol, I go onto Route 11, which I catch a Hubhip named Hoppy, battle a few trainers, and get ready to take a lift to Anthean City. But since this is a Pokemon game, nothing is ever that easy. For whatever reason, I have to walk through a cave to get there with Zubats. In the cave, for some reason, I didn't encounter a Zubat. Instead, I encountered a Woobat, and I just went hippity hoppity, get out of my party. And I ran from the encounter and continued on. And like I said, with the last encounter I ran away from, probably shouldn't have done that. Nothing really interesting happened in the cave. In the cave, I battled a few trainers, and then I finally saw a light and realized I still have a whole half the cave to go. On my way out of the cave, I catch a Spearow, take a lift all the way to Anthean City, and yeah, that's basically it. Anthean City is a great place. It's one of the most important things I remember from when I used to play it, when the game was actually like legit still a thing. I mean, you could buy Mega Stones there, you could buy stones. There's this thing called Lucky Lotto where you could, you know, get lottery tickets and stuff like that. It was tons of fun. But once I arrive in Anthean City, I go through a 10-hour conversation that honestly I forgot about with Tess's uncle and walk into a sketchy alley. At the beginning of this run, I told you guys I could get a Greninja later down the line. So I walked into a sketchy player and I gave him all my money and he gave me an Ash Greninja. So I named the Ash Greninja Frogurt because, you know, Frog plus Gogurt. I don't have to explain myself to you guys. After all that, I finally get to fight the 4th gym, which is the Flying Gym. I was a little worried because I don't have Simba anymore, but my newly obtained Frogurt and my overleveled Taco can probably win the day. So I find the gym leader and give him all of the tools that he needs for him to actually start the battle. The problem is, in my notes, I labeled this section, "Oh no, the Flying Gym." So let's see what happened. I literally lost my entire team except for Frogurt. Frogurt was able to kill the last Pokemon with 6 HP. I even lost Taco, which sucked a lot. But I was actually able to save a Diglett that I caught at one point, which now that I'm remembering, I didn't talk about where I caught it. Where did I catch this Diglett? Doesn't even matter. The reason he's still alive is because basically the way a Pokemon game works, I don't know if it still does it now, but if you level up your Pokemon during a battle and then it dies, mine evolved, so it got its health back. So, you know, you could be like, oh, but you can't have it. Okay, dude, listen, don't get too attached to the Doug Trio. Honestly, don't. He doesn't do anything for me, so even if I did keep him, just forget about it. After I turned from the Flying Gym, I swear I thought I was watching Shrek 2. Basically, Team Eclipse arrives and Jake tries to be a hero in front of his potential girlfriend, and he gets captured. I was just picturing, I need a hero! Haha. And yeah, he got captured. On my way to save Jake, I catch a Magnemite that I'm actually going to use that I called Maggie. I just come up with the most creative names. And basically the boss of Team Eclipse was there, and he reveals himself to be Professor Cypress. No way! Oh, it all makes so much sense. He was there at the water gym after I stopped Team Eclipse, and oh, it makes so much sense now. But here's the problem. I remember this battle, right? Basically, he's the Pokemon Professor, so he has access to like all starter Pokemon. So he has 2 fire starters, 2 water starters, and 2 grass starters. They're all fully evolved. But, you know, I've got Frogurt, and Frogurt's moveset is Water Shuriken, Grass Knot, Aerial Ace, and Substitute. So I can basically kill all the fire types, and I can kill all the water types, and I can kill all the grass types. So I wasn't really worried. I was a little worried with the grass type because this is a Nuzlocke and I gotta be careful. And you know, he's not as over leveled as he will be in the future. But you know that Absol that I was talking about later, they come and they say replace it with someone in my party, and I'm like, hippity hoppity, one of the Pokemon who don't matter in my party, get off my property. And you know, he could Mega Evolve. So you know, with Frogurt and Absol, we just sweeped their entire team. The problem is Professor Cypress got a little angry that we beat him, and he just decided to blow up all of Anthean City with us on it. And yeah, that's where the game ends. We died in Anthean City with a bunch of people. Yeah, no, the legendary Pokemon Dialga and Palkia freeze time long enough for me and Tess to battle the Team Eclipse admin, even though Tess didn't do anything, right before he blew up the whole city. So the cool thing is that the battle is not the first time I battled the person, if that makes sense. So basically, I battled him before, and I know the only move his Pokemon knows are Explosion, and my Frogurt is faster and no Substitute. So I just used Substitute 6 times, and I won the battle. So, after saving thousands of people without any acknowledgement, Tessa's uncle gives me the HM Fly. I evolve my Magnemite into Magneton, and then my Magneton into Magnezone. Then, thankfully, caught a Trapinch in Route 11. Then I'm like, yes! And I name him Flyboy, because Flygon is one of my favorite Pokemon. I was hyped that I got it. I then make my way through a harsh video game desert to Adrian City, where I see a sleeping Snorlax, and then I remember this is a Nuzlocke, so I can't catch it. Apparently the gym leader is busy, so I track him down, and oh look, he's fighting Team Eclipse. The only interesting thing that happens during that fight is Flyboy evolves into my Brava, so that was pretty sick. Apparently, since I helped the gym leader get his family jewel or whatever, I got a reservation to battle at his gym. I dig for a little bit, and if you couldn't guess, I'm fighting the ground type gym leader. And since Frogurt is a water type, I destroyed his entire team and everything he loves, so that was pretty easy. I then travel through Route 12, catching a sock that I name its counterpart Thor, and make it to Florium City, home of the Grass Gym. Since I'm in Florium City, and for some reason there was nothing to do with the plot, I instantly challenge the Grass Gym. Flyboy evolves, and I quickly collect all the fruit, and soon realize Taco's dead, and I'm fighting a Grass Gym, so I don't have a fire type, and my ace is a water type. But my ace knows Aerial Ace, and he's 10 levels above. And since this is a Nuzlocke, I should probably grind, but I honestly didn't want to level up any of my Pokemon, so I just went YOLO and battled the gym. So this is how it went. I lost 3 of my Pokemon, but I kept the important ones alive. I kept Frogurt, Absol, and Flyboy alive. And you guys probably don't even know the 3 other ones. So, you might be asking, how did I lose 3 of my Pokemon? Well, I sacrificed them when I needed to, so yeah, I got the grass badge now. I'm gonna be completely honest, throughout the first part of this Nuzlocke, I was actually taking it seriously, but from here on out, that's kind of just when I went, you know what, YOLO, let's just finish this thing and just go for it, okay? So this is kind of where I just stopped grinding. Perfect example, this gym, I literally sacrificed 3 of my Pokemon, so Greninja, Flygon, and Absol could just do the whole thing. Literally, I just had those 3 Pokemon, and it was basically just Greninja and Absol doing the whole thing. Flygon, I was trying to get up there, but that's kind of just when it became the Greninja only Nuzlocke run. Tess then tells me to travel to Frostville City. On the way to Frostville City, I get ambushed by Team Eclipse. I decide to do a bet with them. If I lose, I'll join Team Eclipse because, apparently I'm super strong. And if I win... Wait, what happens if I win? I guess I get to leave. Dude, I don't know. It's a video game, okay? So I quickly beat the 2 grunts with my 1 Pokemon army, aka Frogun, and it turns out the mysterious admin that challenged me with the grunts was Jake. So from a storyline perspective, this battle was an intense moment, oh my gosh, dude, Jake's with them, why? Why? And like basically the way the Pokemon Brick Bronze creators did it was like they put cones up because they didn't finish the next part, so that was like one of the cliffhangers. And I remember battling this with my cousin, since this was on Roblox, we were playing it together, and it was such an intense moment. We're like, bro. But this isn't for the storyline, this is a Nuzlocke. So from a Nuzlocke perspective, it's let's go, his entire team is weak to Frogut, so bye. So I head over to Frostville City, accidentally killed the Snowboar I was gonna check, and I go to challenge the gym, which is actually a dark type gym in the Snow City. So, dude, I don't know. Frogun and Absol beat their whole team, and that gives me the dark badge. After the dark gym, I finally make my way to Deca City to fight the final gym. Turns out it's not actually at Deca City. I go to Deca City, change my hoverboard because they finally fixed it, and I take a boat with some random stranger who just takes me to this super sketchy island where the last gym is. And now it's time, the final gym. Basically, let me tell you what happened. I first beat all the gym trainers, but lose Flyboy and Absol, and you're probably like, how did that happen? Dude, they're like all caught up with my Frogurt now, and like I just haven't been grinding like a proper Nuzlocke should. I've just been YOLOing it with my Frogurt, like bro. So then I approach the gym leader. There's no clear type for this gym, and I basically only have a level 80 Greninja with 5 heal turns, aka a bunch of like level 20s that I caught from the past. You know, I could have played smart and trained on my Pokemon, yeah, but I don't. I went in, set up a substitute, then I one-shot the Gengar with the Lucky Water Shuriken, then the next Pokemon came out. It was Charizard, so I one-shot that as well, or as other professional Nuzlocke YouTubers say, they O-coded. After the Charizard, they threw out a camera up, so that was an easy one-shot as well. The next Pokemon they sent out with a Sigilyph, and with 2 Water Shurikens, I quickly disposed of it, but it did knock down my substitute, so I could actually take some damage now. He then throws out a Scizor, which actually scares me, so I try to substitute, but he instantly breaks it. So I go for a Water Shuriken, and gets it about to half health, so I just YOLO it, and the Scizor decides to Sword Stance when I finish it off with a Water Shuriken. The last Pokemon he sends out is a Mega Gardevoir, and that's when I got a little scared. So that's when my motto comes in: play lane, win games. They sent my Frogurt to sleep, so I switched it out with another Pokemon, using Awakening. He killed that, and I just did that over and over again until I eventually killed the Mega Gardevoir, getting myself my 8th and final badge. Well, that's the end of the Nuzlocke. I beat all 8 gyms, basically carried by Greninja and Taco. There is a little bit more of the story left, which, you know, just Jake gets thrown into a portal to somewhere else, which is actually really interesting, and the storyline continues in their game that they created after Pokemon Brick Bronze got ended, Lumion Legacy. So if you want to play that yourself, it is on Roblox. So anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy. Apparently, people say you should ask for your viewers to subscribe, so you guys know what to do. And anyways, this is Pigol, signing off.